Good night, everyone. Good night. Welcome to the Sports Friends podcast. I'm your host, Levon. With me tonight, I have Devin. Hopefully, I'll be joined by Kems. Um, I know that you guys don't expect to see us at this hour, but you know that Jamaica is playing against Costa Rica, and that starts at the top of the hour. So we have to push the show a bit forward to ensure that you guys have enough time to go and watch that match for those who are interested in it. But we're not going to start with the Jamaica match right now. We're going to start with some track and field because you know that tomorrow will be the finals of the Diamond League for all the major events. Some events took place today, but they weren't as major as the ones that will take place tomorrow. For instance, you know that we have the 100 for women, the 200 for women, and all those sprinting events will be tomorrow. Um, as the title said, Elaine Thompson-Herah to finish the season on a bang, and also as the flyer that put on the face of the video says, can Elaine run faster? Um, Come tomorrow, Devin, she'll be going in the 100 meter for women, and she'll come up against her compatriot Natasha Marson, who has run a season best 10.87. She come up against Javian Oliver, who was also gone quite briskly this season as well. She has run 10.96. We also have Dina Asher Smith with a 10.91. Mujinga Kambunji was gone 10.95. Alia Del Pont was gone 10.90. Mari Jose Talu was gone 10.78, and Daryl Nita was run 10.96. Again, Elaine Thompson has run 10.54 this season already. Come tomorrow in the final, do you think that she'll be able to capture this title and end her season on a bang?
Yeah, but I think tomorrow time gonna be one of her slowest times for the season. And there's not gonna be much people here to push her to run that fast. Shelly in there. I mean, Sherika not in the race either, right?
No.
So I'm looking forward to run probably at 10:70, 10:80, something like that. Talu can run fast and everything, but she's gonna close out the season with a victory. But I'm not expecting a fast time. Not expecting a fast time. I'm just hoping that she just finish and no major injury. She can go relax and then come back again. Because next year gonna be our world championship, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so she'll be can get some rest. She can spend some quality time with her husband. Not the delusional husband that thinks, he's the husband, not that delusional guy. Relax herself and just rest for the season. Yeah.
Okay. Kims, no, Elaine has rested somewhat. She never went to the Diamond League last weekend. No, coming into this meet, do you think that she'll produce a fast time to end her season on a high and call it a day at this time of the year?
No, I actually do not. I think she'll win the race. I think the instruction will be just go out there and win the race. I think the fast time that we wanted, I think, coming to this time of the season, as you're seeing, everybody is running slower, right? As the meets go on running slow and slow because, our body is turning to off season time, you know. So I don't think there'll be no 10-5, no 10-6. We'll probably get a 10-7-6, 10-7-7, and just wrap up the season, get that little 30K and be the Diamond League winner and just call it a day. There's something else, We'll be the first person to win 100-meter Olympic, 200-meter Olympic, and Diamond League winner. So we're just adding to the history books and thing. But I don't think she run anything eye opening.
All right. So as the article that was published the other day said that Shelly and Fraser Price won't partake in this Diamond League final, it leads you to think, why is it that she ran through most of these races and not go to the final? I know that money probably won't be her issue, but I mean, as an athlete, I can't think that money is too much because they may never know what will happen down there, especially if you're a spendthrift. But
Mm-hmm.
does it make any sense that you run all these events to actually qualify for the final and then don't turn up?
No, that's the thing. I mentioned it yesterday in my final 30. I mentioned it yesterday when I said, you know, Shelly is, the last race for Shelly run for the season versus Elaine, she win, you know. So she used that. I believe this is just my personal opinion, no facts or anything. I just believe that she's using that for momentum going into next season. And I believe that because again, she was running all of the races for the Diamond League, in but then again, when I look at it, she ran last week in Italy. As I tell you, pointless race. There's nobody in that race. I don't know why she ran that race. Knowing that the Diamond League final was coming up. So I just believe it's a ploy by she and her team just to leave on a high. She win the last race for she run against Elaine, and just use that as a bit of a motivation going into next season, which should be her final season. So that's just what I think.
Although for some reason I think she'll go beyond next season because I see little tit for tat thing going on where they keep on saying 2024 the question sign behind it. So don't be surprised if she goes beyond next season.
No, let me tell you something. It's the same thing I said for you, seeing. You know, like when your mind tell you something, you just work with it. Cause that last World Championship, I did not want you saying to run. I know that Puma said please one more, blah blah blah. But you see, when you are if Shelly run at that Olympics, she's not even making that top three at all. You don't want to go like that. The last image ever, obviously, Usain has done something so monumental that we'll never forget it. But the last image we see is this man holding him hamstring, walking through that 4x1 and that bronze medal in the 100 meters. So people will always have that little
That's
thing to say
common.
again. Same thing with Shelly. I just don't think that Shelly should. I think after she get this silver medal at the World Champs, I think that she should just go ahead and just be appreciative of her career and just go ahead in the sunset and do some coaching, some managing or something like that.
All right, that's something that I have to agree with because personally for me, I love to see when athlete goes out on the top. I don't like seeing when they're going out, they pick up this one bag of injuries and yeah, see
Mm-hmm.
some scrubs that beat them. Just like when Bolter go out. I never want Christian Coleman and all those guys to be finished night after go out. That thing hurt, man. So
Yep.
as I said, I would love if Bolt never went to the last World Championship. And just call it after Rio. That's it there at the end of my career. But it
Yep.
wasn't, and so be it. But why time will tell. And the thing though, Kems, is that it's not what we want, it's what the athletes want. And some of them
True.
love the greed, some of them love the spotlight. So who knows?
Mm,
But only time will tell. Also
mm,
tomorrow we'll see Sherika Jackson in the 200 meter, and as the producer mentioned on the show last night, for some reason the Namibians sort of think that and the Jamaicans are somewhat rivals right now. Because yes, they have the girl Christine Christine Mboma, who has the fastest time in the field tomorrow with 21.81. And then you have Sherika Jackson with a 21.82, close to behind, and be sure on the 21.82 at the senior trials. So if you look at the event tomorrow, also in the field again will be Jose Talu, um, Kambunji, Asha Smith, Desiree Bryant, Beth Tabin. So I look at that field. I think that Sherika Jackson can claim that Diamond League trope tomorrow, Devin, and put some money in her pocket because one thing that she lacks is sponsorship. So she, for one, needs this cash. So you think that she can finish ahead of Emma come tomorrow?
Yeah, she can, but like I don't know. Like I always think that these sprint events like 200, you just run straight out. But like she has to know or watch how that girl run. She run and in all the race she saved something for the last. So down the stretch she has to have something to go up against the Namibian. And always she's like she's nowhere in the race and out of nowhere she just come and just have a great fast finish. So she has to watch for that, and I would love for her to win it, and close off the season because we spend so much time talking about Elaine and Shelley, and we don't talk enough about what a great season Sherika Jackson is having. Just started doing the 100, and with the 200, she's doing well as well. She's doing good in that event as well. So I'm expecting her to close it up, and I would love for her to get a win over Mboa and just close out the season with a bang for her because she really has a good season, and I would love for her to have that victory tomorrow.
All right, so it's Albert Williams saying that it's not a ploy, it is a tactical decision to shut it down. As Kim said, be the
Yeah,
best of you this year and go chill and do not give her the opportunity to beat her again before the season ends. As Kim said, that was the exact thing. But Albert, you also asking what do I mean by lack of sponsorship? Sherika does lack sponsorship. Yes, we know that Puma sponsors her, but do you think that Puma alone can do it? No, boss. And then again, if you look at it, Puma has say superior athlete to Sherika, or not even say superior, but they have other athletes that they could say are face of their brand that they are currently pushing through more than how she's been pushed. So from that side, you have to look at it and say she lacks sponsorship because even Elaine has more sponsors than her, and we complain a lot of times about it that Elaine needs more sponsorship. So you're telling me that Sherika with a one sponsor is good enough? No, that's not good enough, boss. She needs this money tomorrow, so I need her to win. Kims, go ahead. What do you have to say about her?
Can Sharika win? Yes. Will Sharika win? No. Right? Because I don't think she's going to beat Homegirl. Why? Because again, Sharika has a lot of mileage on those. A lot of mileage.
yeah,
Lot.
yeah.
And the Emboma, like she's what 18, young girl, fresh. She's just running. She just go out there and just a run.
Yes,
Sharika
Master
forbid,
Roll.
Sharika forbid, ice up her body, get her stretch it. This girl does 18, just go out there, run raw talent. You know, and the same top end speed that Sharika have, the same top end speed this girl have as well.
Yeah.
So I don't think she'll win. As it relates to the money. Um, it'd be nice to win the money. Obviously, if she's a Diamond League winner, it opened the eyes of more people. When she get that 1, 2, 3 in the Olympics, that was big for her. More sponsorship and stuff will come on board. But to be a Diamond League winner, a lot of persons see it as a big thing. A lot of sponsors see it as a big. And I believe that is why she really opted not to do the one and the two, but to just do the two.
Because she
Just
qualified for both finals.
yeah, to qualify for both, but coach's decision just to do the two so she can give it her all, you know. But as I said, those legs are tired, the traveling, the the bag of races where she run weekend after weekend, midweek after weekend, like all of that, it will take its toll. And I guess, she can come second. If she win, great, but I don't think she'll win. I think Mboma will actually, take it and, they create some more stir in the media.
But as I said, I hope that she wins it because it would just be nice for her to win this. As I said, it attract more sponsorship and all those things. So it would be nice for her to actually just get this in. But those are really what will happen in terms of our Jamaican females tomorrow. We just hope that both ladies can take home the diamond trophy. And
We have no men not in the Diamond League. What a joke!
I think
What a
there's a few, man.
Oh, there's a few. Okay,
Yeah, but
I cool.
all right, give me a sec. But James, why you have to let it be like that? You never have to put
Oh,
it like
oh
that.
no, no, no. I was actually trying to be funny because I didn't think no man was there actually.
Yeah, man, I
But
believe they do have a few. But give me a
but
second. Let me check.
you
All
have it
right, so
check it.
in the 110-meter hurdles, you have Answer Parchment and Rana Levy. Both of them are in that final. And to think of it, you know that Answer Parchment might end up winning this Diamond Trophy because in the event is Devon Allen, who is probably the only threat because he has run 13.0 this season already. And Rana Levy has run 13.0, but you know that everywhere Answer Parchment say Devon Allen, Answer Parchment
Yeah,
kick it.
the
So
same beat the other day too.
yeah, he did. So if you look at it from that standpoint,
Um,
this might be a victory for Answer Parchment, and it would just cap off a very good season for him because Olympic champion, Diamond
mm,
League winner, it would just be a very good thing for him.
and
But
a 30,000 US them get for Diamond League when I love
Woo!
if I could Diamond
and
League.
Keps, as the producer say, you can't say which part Answer come from, That looks a bossy, so he means one of them will need this money.
Yes, man, you can.
30 G's.
And also the females in the triple jump are also there. So yeah, we can't leave them out. And there's that in the comment section saying that Tajay Gill is leading the long jump, but he's carrying an injury. And
Yeah.
as I said before, why this man never shut down him season, just call it a day and say, okay,
But
I've done enough for this.
Tajay need same thing when you talk about Tajay need it as well. You know,
But Kems, are you
Tajay
going to, are you going to risk it all? Because this could end up ruining your career in the boss man. So you're telling me that you know rather just rest and come back next season fresh.
it depends. It actually depends, you know. It depends on the type of situation. Some people they're not some real dire financial situation, you know. Like say really, if I believe if him out there and him injured and him want go on, so I believe you know it's probably something dire. Who knows? I don't know.
I
Probably.
see where you're coming from. Now that you put it into that perspective, I see where you're
Yeah.
coming from. But it's such a tough situation, and I'd love if he would actually win it because, again, as you said, probably is a case where he need this dollars. So yeah, and also Jenny Russell is in the 40 meter. That's a woman, but as expected, she's not going to win that because she's going to come up against Femke Ball and she's going to come up against Shamir Little. So
You know
right
she
there.
ain't beat she ain't beat those all season, so she ain't
Yeah.
beating none of those.
Okay. Um, Jamaica football match is also going on. And the starting 11 is one that Kems will probably be happy about because Kems called for Tariq McGee, and here comes Tariq McGee in that midfield. But the issue again is that Corey Burke is on the wing again. And I believe Kems also called for Junior Flemings, and he's also in the team again, too. So
He's gonna be
Yeah.
alright.
good for them there, but come on, why is it that Corey Burke is starting on the wings and he's not good playing on the wing? And correction from what I said last night, Anthony Grant is actually still here, so he'll be playing in the match alongside Devon Williams.
Something like that.
So let me give the starting level and then I get your guys' views. So it's Andre Blake in goal, as expected, captain. Kemar Lawrence, who had some issues along with Norman Campbell, but it was sorted out and everything all right there. Then you have Adrian Mariappa alongside Damian Lowe was recovered from the injury. Alva Spoil at right back. Then you have Devon Williams and Anthony Grant in the middle. Then you have Tariq McGee along with Junior Flemings, Corey Burke, and Shamar Nicholson. Thoughts on the first 11, Devin?
Yeah, I like it. I like it. Devon Williams starting, so I like Devon Williams in the middle. And Grant had a good first game. He had a good first game. So I mean, good. Some people may not agree with him being good, but I think he was solid. So that's good for the midfield. And then Lowe is back to straighten up the defense. I'm glad that even though Haka was recalled, he didn't get the start. So that's also a plus. And just like what Kim was saying, because Kim was brilliant last night and called it. It's not just us calling for people to be in the team, but what do we want them to do? So we're saying like Maggie should be in there to like take on some players because we're going out for the win. We can't be just saying, we're going out for the win, but we don't have our method into it. That's what we're gonna do. Need players to can take on a couple players, get some crosses in, and we get some goals. So it's a good starting 11. And like I said last night as well, Costa Rica is struggling in terms of their play as well. So now is the best time for us to do it. We really need this win. If the team don't get this win, I don't know if like I saw something in the Gleaner. This guy can't remember this dude used to play for Georges, man. Jordan Peter Moses. I'm father name again. I think I see him father name, right?
Yeah.
You're saying if Whitmore loses this game, he should be fired. You know what I mean? And I'm kind of wanting to agree with him. You know, win or draw. I'm not gonna be like him to say if we lose, if we get a draw, we can probably still continue and see what Whitmore has for the next game. But if we lose this game, oh my goodness, man.
But
Bring in Miguel Cole. Are you
Miguel Cole not leaving his job, Devin. You're just like you, Devin. You're well paid in your job over where you are. You're not going to come back to Jamaica for whatever they're offering. It's just the same case with Miguel Cole. He's well paid wherever he is. So he's not going to come back to Jamaica.
Right now, them can call you or Kim to coach your side.
I would gladly take the opportunity to do it. But
I would not.
for the people that are asking the time for the Diamond League tomorrow, it will actually start at 11:20 with the discuss, but in terms of on the track, it will actually begin at 11:25 Jamaica time. And in terms of the event that you guys are interested in, the 100 meter for women will take place at 12:46, and the 200 meter for women will take place at 2:44 Jamaica time. Kims, go ahead now about this team selection because you call for these two players and they're knowing it with Maggie providing the creativity and the ball handling skills. So I'm sure that you're happy about that.
Well, yeah, you know, as I said before, like, obviously, if we want to go out and attain some points, we definitely need to put players out there, players who are fearless, players who want to compete, players who want to do the direct stuff, that will go attack the goal, take on players, and just create some chances. So I'm really happy that those two guys are in the team. A lot of persons say that Junior Fleming is selfish, and but as again, he's a player who is fearless, and I prefer those kind of players, fearless players, players who have a point to prove, who play with a chip on their shoulders. I think Maggie has a big chip on his shoulder because he has been rubbing the bench. You know, he has been rubbing the bench and stuff. So I think he has a chip on his shoulder, show that he deserves to be in the level. So I just hope he comes up big. As it relates to what Devin said about Whitmore being fired, this is my thing. It depends how the team play, how the team look. I mean, they can lose and the team look like a team, and they can give him a chance. Like, I'm not really one who really work off of results. Is more on the team, how the team is playing. If the team comes out very lethargic, uninterested, just out there lazy, then no. We want the team. The first 15 minutes, the team's supposed to have Costa Rica struggling on the back foot, attacking. Because obviously, Costa Rica already has a point, Jamaica has zero, right? So Jamaica's supposed to come and punch Costa Rica in the mouth and see if we can get an early goal, get our team settled. I'm glad how we have Anthony Grant and Devon, in the midfield right there, to provide at least some stability because we haven't had a midfield all tournament. So hopefully they can provide that stability that we need. And then the defense, we have a familiar defense, but Low and Mariapa along with Alvas and Taxi. So hopefully, these guys really so show some pride. We have two games, we have two L's. The country's bashing these guys. So I just want to see some pride. These guys come out and just wear their badge on their chest and just come out and just play some good football.
All right, so Devin, I believe this comment is probably in reference to people like you, probably high, and along with other Jamaican fans. So Dimo is saying that people need to put some respect on Tapa's name. Check them on record.
Has he won the Gold Cup before? Has he
So,
ever
so,
tasted?
so you're saying, Devin, he only has a good win ratio in terms of the games that he has won and times that he has garnered, but no trophies to show.
Has he ever bring us to the World Cup? Has he ever win the Gold Cup? What does he want for Jamaica?
But all right, let us look at it a little bit more in depth because the thing that we have always cursed this team about is that they play too much long ball, but now with a ball carrier in Tariq McGee in this team, would you just stick to the play that you have known, Devin, knowing that you're used to long ball? Or do you actually play through creative players, knowing that you have a creative player in your team? Do you play through them knowing that this Costa Rican team, as you said, is old, they're slow? So do you play the ball through the midfield and try to break down this team, for a better term? Break down this team and try to get a goal, then just keep and knock the ball long.
I like when they play through the middle. Play through the middle, like my style of play that I love to see. Have the players in the middle, put it to the wing, put the crosses in, try to get some goal. But like you passing from the defense, avoiding the midfield, hoping that somebody in the forward line may get it. No, that's like if you're trailing 1-0 and you need in the 85th minute and you need a goal. That's how you play that kind of game. You play along, open that something. happening. But we need to like try to get the midfield to create some chances up front. And then I say give midfield, get the ball, give it to Fleming. Fleming can dribble, cross the ball, and we have a good Nichols is tall, he can use his height advantage and see if we can get some goal from that. Try to create some chances through the midfield. And we have the players who can do it. So I'm open for that instead of that long ball. It's like most times you put yourself more under pressure because like you're passing it to the opponent. You're passing to the opponent. Because when you play the ball long, you're not gonna have 3 or 4 because 3 or 4 players down here that can get it. Because the defenders are gonna be there. If you have too many players down there, they're gonna pass the defender, gonna be in offside. So you gotta play it through the middle and try to create some chances. So I'm hoping that they use up the middle. Speedy gonna create some chances and Maggie can run at them like Kim was alluding to.
Okay.
We will get the W. But only a win is acceptable.
Okay. Kim, so I'm gonna ask you a question. Javian Brown, right? As we've alluded to multiple times on the show, he has been arguably the best right back in MLS this season. He has played very well for the Whitecaps. And last game he could have came in instead of Wes Harding because he was not an option that could have came in, right? No, look at it. I was saying that Alvas Poy, you know this man for years now. From that man going to Lennon. No, I mean we normally went to a school over there in Portland. I currently forget it, but yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not Titchfield, man. I don't quite remember right now, but he normally scores a lot of goals for them as well. So from those time, he was an attacking-minded player, right? And then he has transitioned into senior football, and we know him as an attacking right back. Now, playing against this Costa Rican side, knowing that you have set up this team to, you could say, play football in terms of, have creative players in the team. So it's a possibility that they might hold the ball and they might lose it in the middle of the park. Now, with Javian Brown being a more balanced right back, wouldn't you as a coach go for a Javian Brown in such a game, knowing that based on how you set up the team?
Um, hmm, not necessarily. Not necessarily, because I believe that the way how what I used to judge it is that the way how Jamaica played Costa Rica in the Gold Cup. If you remember that game, even though we lost 1-0, we had 18 shots, and McGee and Fleming. It was Andre Gray up top at that time, I believe.
Yeah.
Yeah. But we took 18 shots, only 5 on target. But we were playing attacking football. I think Fisher was the right back at that point in time. I don't. You see, Alvas are Brown. I don't believe that change determines the outcome. Like, I don't think either of those determine the outcome of the game. So if we have Alvas or we have Brown, I don't say, okay, if we have Brown, then we would have win the game. Or if we have Alvas, then we would have win the game. I don't think that position really determines the game. For me, it's really about how sturdy the centre backs are, with midfield, and also the Flemings and the Maggie, and also when the forwards get the chances up top. But I don't think either Alvas or even Taxi. Obviously we want them to do them like a defensive work, for cover, but I don't think it's really a big thing. But
Okay.
as I said last night, what I want to see from Whitmore is did he do his homework? Because if you remember in the Costa Rica game, the 72nd minute I believe they got a red card, right? And Jamaica still couldn't score,
Yeah,
right?
true.
They
Never
still couldn't
created
score.
anything either.
Never created anything either. So now I want to see. Now you're playing against 11, not 10, with 18 minutes to go. So even though you had, your take shots, 18 shots, 5 on target, you pass the ball, you move the ball. And, a lot of people argue and say Jamaica was a better team against Costa Rica, but they lost. So now I want to see the coaching staff. What homework have you done, for come back around full circle now and get the result that is needed, get the play that is needed in order to get the 3 points and get your team on the board.
Okay. We're going to move on from football a bit because, as you know, the show is already short, so we have to get through some topics quickly. So first up, as we mentioned on the show last night, congrats to Leila Fernandez, who has made it through to the semifinals. 19 years old Canadian tennis player, and youths are taking over. And today we also saw Emma Raducanu making it through to the semifinal as well, and she has yet to drop a set. So both these youngsters have impressed so far, and we love it that they're coming through. But at this point in time, I'm going to hand over the show to both you guys because you guys have requested about the NFL, and it's now for both of you to talk about basically your favorite sport. So go ahead and just talk about it. Devin, start with you.
Well, the game tomorrow, see the defending, well, America love to call them world champions, even though they're the only one really playing the sport. The defending champions will take on the Dallas Cowboy, and like, see, like, I'm not gonna call on names. Like in football and the EPL, you have some set of fans that you call really delusional, or like the Cowboys fans are some one of the most, like, I don't know what to call it, but it's one of the most loved sports team in America. But the GOAT is gonna beat them tomorrow easily. Tom Brady, along with the Patriots, they take them on tomorrow. That's the first game of the season. I'm looking forward to that game. I'm thinking they're gonna win by at least a touchdown. When you look at the teams in the NFL right now, between Tampa, this is how I see it, between Tampa Bay and same Kansas City and the Rams, their squad, like all from defense and offensive line, they have like some of the better squad overall in there, along with Cleveland. Cleveland to a second, Cleveland as well. So I'm expecting like Tampa to beat Dallas tomorrow. I haven't seen much of Dak. I don't know if Dak is doing good. Dak Prescott, the quarterback for Cowboys, but I know the GOAT will be ready tomorrow, and it's gonna be a win by at least a touchdown. I'm thinking that they're gonna win by like 30-20. That's for tomorrow's game. I don't know what Ken's views on the game for tomorrow.
All right. My view on the game is that, right. So the Tampa Bay Bucks, they did something unprecedented, right? They brought back every single player that won the Super Bowl. Every on defense, on offense, on special teams, coaching staff, like everyone, right? And if you know Tom Brady is a competitor. You know, a lot of persons was okay, Super Bowl hangover. Tom Brady don't have that, right? Okay, Tom Brady, Tom Brady don't have that, right? So where that is being said, I believe Tampa will win the game tomorrow. Dallas is a team with all hype and no substance. You know, they're called the American team, you know, because their owner talks a lot, you know, but they have Dak Prescott coming back. He finally got his deal, so there's no more money hanging over his head. Ezekiel Elliott, they're coming back. They were on Hard Knocks this season, so we got an insight into what the Dallas do on their day-to-day activities. So it was pretty cool, but I still don't think Dallas is a Super Bowl team. I think Tampa, obviously, they won the Super Bowl last year, so why wouldn't we think that they can go back this year? So, I think that Tampa will win. I think it will be anywhere around 31 to 23 because Dallas defense is not good. They probably have a top 20 defense, but I don't think their defense is good enough to stop Mike Evans, Godwin, Antonio Brown, Gronk, and then they get back OJ Howard because OJ Howard was injured last season, so they get him back. So they just have weapons everywhere. Then in the back, they have also Scotty Miller as a receiver. They have Fournette, so they also have everything everywhere you look. And then when you talk about defense, they have one of the best rushing defense. They have two of the best corners out there, and they have one of the best secondaries. So Tampa does have a lot of weapons. Tom Brady just chose the right team to go to. That he doesn't have to do much. He just have to control the game to win. So I definitely think Tampa will go ahead and win that game. I don't think that they will win the Super Bowl by no stretch of the imagination, but I think they'll win that game tomorrow for sure.
Boss man, the 200 are sing from Packers not winning in the Super Bowl, boss. It's
All right,
between it's between the Bucks and Chiefs again because guess what? That man from Chiefs, Patrick Mahomes, is coming back this season fully fit. So don't sleep on him, boss. Don't do that.
well, you know that. Let me tell you something about Patrick Mahomes. It wasn't really Patrick Mahomes why a lot of persons think that the quarterback is the greatest position in the NFL. But let me tell you something. You see, the offensive line,
The pieces
that
around them.
that's the offensive line right there. So the persons who protect the quarterback, those are the biggest. Because if you watch the Super Bowl, Patrick Mahomes was running for his life because
Mm.
Tampa had to, because they were using some substitute offensive line because the real offensive line were hurt. So what Kansas City did is that they went out and they got some elite offensive linemen. So I don't have doubt that Patrick Mahomes will get back there. Also, there's another stat I saw that you don't win the Super Bowl if your quarterback takes up more than 13% of the cap. And Green Bay Packers right now, Aaron Rodgers is like 17% of the cap.
Mm.
So I'm not sure if Green Bay
So,
will win.
Kems, it's more on emotions why you're saying Packers.
I mean, Packers is my team, so I'm going to cheer for my team.
Emotions.
But right now, if I'm supposed to pick two persons to go to the Super Bowl, me personally, I'll pick the Cleveland Browns and the Kansas City Chiefs because I think Cleveland is a stacked team, stack team. Hold on, yeah, hold on, Cleveland AFC, right?
Mm.
And Chiefs AFC too. No, sorry, Polish respect.
Yeah,
Cleveland Browns,
yeah.
Cleveland Browns, and the Green Bay Packers to the Super Bowl.
Devin, go
Yeah.
ahead.
Like in terms of I'm still Cleveland will still have to go through same thing. Cleveland will still have to go through Kansas. So the only difference is like I agree with Kems when they said the offensive line. They got improvement in their offensive line in terms of Kansas, right? But I still have questions about Baker Mayfield. So I don't want to say Kems is downplaying the importance of the quarterback. But then if you ask me, these two teams, like I said before, these two teams, Cleveland and Kansas, they are if you ask me, they're evenly stacked right through from defense, offensive. But if it comes down to now, okay, who are you going to take LeVon? Patrick Mahomes or Baker Mayfield? When the teams are so evenly matched, I'm going for the better quarterback, and I'm taking.
Okay, so they're not evenly matched, right? They're not.
So you think Cleveland is superior to Kansas?
So you're gonna explain, boss. Explain, no? All right. So when we talk about, let us break it down, right? Let's talk about quarterback. Obviously, Patrick Mahomes is better than Baker Mayfield. Correct, right? But when you talk about defense, Cleveland defense is way superior to Kansas City defense. When you talk about running back, when you have a Nick Chubb, when you have a Kareem Hunt, they are much better than freaking Edwards-Helaire for Kansas City. Way better, right? When you talk about the receiving core, when you talk about Jarvis Landry, you talk about Odell Beckham Jr. You see, if any Odell come back and dip on farm and head up on him body, it is going to be a problem. So you can talk about Tyreek Hill, you can talk about Travis Kelce, but for the total, look at this, right? Look at this. Baker Mayfield took over a team that went 1-15, went 2-13, and last year he made the playoffs. Why? They got a new coach, Stefanski, which is a brilliant coach of the year, and then they actually start the expectations for Cleveland. They weren't up. They were just very modest, and they just surpassed expectations. So I believe that with Baker Mayfield, remember, he's also in his fourth or fifth season. So he's actually playing for a contract, right? Because the team hasn't signed him as yet. So he has to play well this year, or else the Cleveland Browns would just be like, okay, to hell with you. So
Kems, I'm looking at it, right? And as Devin said, you have a man playing for a contract, right? And you already have a man who has established himself, put himself on the map. A man who has a contract.
Yes.
Don't you think that this man who actually went to Super Bowl last year actually has it within him to get the better half this man who is actually looking for a contract? I get that you're saying that this man probably be playing with a chip on his shoulder because he's playing for a contract. However, for someone who lost the finals last year, because he was somewhat hurt, and we can't go around that. Don't you think that he will also have a chip on his shoulder to prove that, hey, what I did before wasn't a fluke and I can actually do this thing again?
Understood, right? But then again, let us not act like it's going to be Patrick Mahomes versus Baker Mayfield, because Patrick Mahomes is facing the Cleveland defense, Baker is facing the Kansas City defense. They're not really facing each other. So if Patrick Mahomes come down and score, like I believe Baker has a greater opportunity to dominate Kansas City defense than Patrick Mahomes have the ability to dominate Cleveland Browns defense. When I know Devin, you probably don't go into it like I do, but whenever you get a chance, just look at Cleveland defense, just look at where they're ranked, just look at the personnel that they have, and I'm telling you, once they
I,
stay healthy, it's going to be us. I think they're winning the division. I think they're going to beat Baltimore. I think beat um they beat Baltimore. They're going to beat Steelers as well. And first of all, the first game of the season on Sunday, Kansas City versus Cleveland
yeah,
Browns.
I was about to say
So we
All right.
the first game.
You know what though? You know though, we're going to have to save it because we have to go into wrap up now because as I said, it's a short show because the match is going to happen and I want all the fans to have enough time to go and settle themselves and probably eat some popcorn and all of that to enjoy the match because tonight Jamaica will get their first win of the campaign. So why not? So I want all of you guys to just go out and get your flags, wrap it around you like a big Bob Marley towel when you were the funeral, yeah, man, just get on a big Bob Marley towel there. So in case that you have to shed some tears, you can just sop it up quickly. But with that being said, thanks to all our viewers who have been here with us right throughout the night. Thanks to our producer, Josh Collins, makes it possible. Thanks to Devin and Kems, who are always on. And once I reach out to these two guys, they're not going to say no, man. So, yeah, I know that we have to push the show forward, but these guys are here with me. And I have to say thanks to you again. And guys, just keep on supporting Sports Frenzy. We have some things coming soon that you need to look forward to. Some merch as well, especially the merch. So just look forward to those. They are in the process. So just look forward to those very shortly. Until next time, which will be tomorrow, just go and enjoy some football. And some tennis is going on, some cricket is going on. I mean, Talawas got a victory today, and Devin is somewhat. Well, Devin is not happy because Talawas beat the team that Devin actually thinks is going to win the tournament. Who have been subpar because Devin thinks that St. Kitts and Nevis Patriots will win. But guess what? Chris Gayle is a liability, and I hope that West Indies doesn't pick him to go to the World Cup. On that note, until tomorrow, stay safe,
Like
guys.
Demo, it hurt him now.